So, what inspired me to be a funeral director was not being inspired to be a funeral director. I spent my life growing up in a funeral home thinking it was normal, hearing my friends at school be like, "Why, what? You live in a funeral home?" And I'd be like, "You don't?" I thought it was totally normal. And then when I grew up and was in school, in high school, I assumed everyone expected me to be a funeral director. I loved theater. I loved waitressing. I loved the creative life. And I was like, no way am I going to be a funeral director. That's what's expected of me. And then I went off for 5 years. I supported myself, partied, waited tables, traveled, and it just hit me in a beautiful place in Sedona one day that I'm not going to take the job in Colorado I was offered. I'm going to be home this winter. And that winter, my best friend's father died unexpectedly. I was there at the hospital with them. My father was grieving with us, and I watched him from the family's eyes guide this whole tragic procedure. And I was in awe. It was the first time I really saw how powerful and meaningful and beautiful it is to guide people through these tragic times. And I didn't think I wanted to do it then, but I told my dad how proud I was and how much I admired him for what he did. And his reaction was, okay, I guess you want to be a funeral director. And then I said, okay, I'll take a grief counseling class. And that did it for me. I was hooked.